Tonight, moment of mayhem. An apologetic driver gets airborne in a multi-car pile-up ploughing into a bedroom. Subs deal savaged. As the Premier leaves for the UK, a former PM calls it Labor's worst policy since World War I. A family doing cartwheels after two little girls were found safe and well. Adelaide can't shrug the drugs and is once again Australia's meth capital. And the newly named Socceroo opens up about his Spanish dream.
This is 10 News First Adelaide with Kate Freeburn.
Good evening. A young couple from Hackham West has somehow survived a rude awakening after a multi-car smash sent a vehicle barrelling into their bedroom. The accused drink driver apologised and it was all caught on camera.
Sound asleep at 11 o'clock, then this ends up ploughing into your bedroom. The car gets airborne on Glenville Drive. It smashes through a fence, pushing a first car into a second car, pushing that car into the home. Centimetres from Hayden Day and Kyla Baldacchino.
Our bed is legit here. So you could just imagine the noise that would have come through the house.
As for the driver, he somehow avoids injury and apologises repeatedly.
Hello?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm so sorry.
What the is going on, mate?
I don't even know what happened there.
Dude, I'm in bed sleeping, bro.
The young couple are now face to face with the man accused of destroying the latest addition to their treasured collection of Commodores.
We were pretty lucky that those cars were there because it could have either been us in critical condition or worse.
Neighbours converged on the property.
He was very cagey, very sort of edgy sort of thing.
Police say the 38-year-old from Morfett Vale blew .131 and has lost his licence for 6 months.
Absolute idiot. There's kids around here.
Residents along this stretch of Glenville Drive say the reckless driving has gotten so bad it is now time to lobby the council for speed humps. The couple is awaiting a structural assessment to see if they can still live there.
Pretty lucky, probably go buy a lottery ticket today or something like that.
Brett Clappis for 10 News First.
Federal ministers and industry leaders have gathered in Adelaide off the back of the AUKUS submarine partnership, with the Premier today signing an agreement with the Commonwealth. Taylor Jones joins us live. Taylor, the Premier's duties are continuing overseas. That's right, they are, Kate. The Premier is in the air on the moment on his way to England, where he'll be heading to the Barrow-in-Furness, that's located on the country's west coast, to the shipyards there. Now, Barrow and Osborne will be the only shipyards in the world constructing the new AUKUS submarines, and their design will evolve from the current Astute-class subs which are being constructed over there at the moment. Now, every British submarine has been built at Barrow for the last 60 years, so what better place for the Premier to get well acquainted?
Putting pen to paper to get the ball rolling. The Premier and Acting Prime Minister sign a cooperation agreement acknowledging an enduring state and Commonwealth partnership for the enormous task ahead.
Providing the Commonwealth with the highest end equipment that could possibly be procured anywhere in the world in the service of our Navy.
It's going to transform our national economy, but it is going to transform the South Australian economy. Thousands of jobs.
A $368 billion fleet of 8 nuclear-powered submarines to be built at Osborne, with work starting by 2030. Part of the agreement, Commonwealth support to provide an extra 800 STEM places at South Australian universities, and a land swap to allow the immediate expansion of the Osborne shipyard and the development of a skills and training academy,
which will provide for apprentices and the trade-level training, which is so particular to the building of nuclear-powered submarines.
With training and future workforce crucial to the ambitious build, a skills roundtable got underway in the city this afternoon ahead of the Premier's flight. And while it's already full steam ahead on the project, former Prime Minister Paul Keating made his thoughts on the deal very clear.
For $360 billion, we're going to get 8 submarines. Right? This must be the worst deal in all history. What Anthony Albanese has done this week, he screwed into place the last shackle in the long chain which the Americans have laid out to contain China.
The Premier dismissing any concerns as he boarded his UK flight this afternoon. He'll meet with British government and military officials and tour the BAE Systems shipyard to understand the role the state government will play in developing the workforce.
A lot that we can learn from them, and we'd be crazy not to.
He'll also attend an AUKUS reception. All of that before returning on Monday and getting straight down to work. Taylor Jones for 10 News First.
It's a parent's worst fear, 2 young girls missing for 3 days. But the nightmare is now over for a young Western Suburbs family after the girls were both found alive, safe and well.
A happy ending for Daniela and Indiana after more than 3 days missing.
I was a bit scared. We were crying a bit.
Stepmum Steph got the call from police last night saying they'd found the girls aged 6 and 7.
And they're like, the girls have been found. And I looked straight at my partner. I was like, ah! I just screamed and I was jumping. And then I was like, get in the car now, and you go get our babies, like right now.
The girls were taken on an outing by their biological mum on Saturday morning, but when they weren't returned, police launched an extensive search that finally ended at a northern suburbs home last night. The sisters just glad to have each other during their time away from their Kidman Park home.
You know, the sister.
You lucky to have her?
Yeah.
The second they came home, it was very emotional, of happy, sad, confused as why this even happened.
A lot of people were concerned about the welfare of the children, but they've been located safe and sound, so that's a really good outcome.
Having survived such a terrifying ordeal, the girls will soon be returning to their normal routine. The pair will be spending most of their time catching up with family and friends before they head back to school. Forever grateful for those who helped find them.
They kept sharing, they kept keeping the word out. Keep searching for these babies. Thank you, everyone, every single person in the whole of Australia. Thank you. Like, you guys rock.
Even people that we don't know were searching for us.
The girl's mother hasn't been charged over the incident. Jessica Heatley for 10 News First.
A person's been airlifted to hospital after a serious crash at Currency Creek. The vehicle left Myrtle Grove Road and crashed into a tree just after 12:30 this afternoon. The road was closed in both directions while emergency crews examined the scene. The state's education union boss has resigned from her post on the Funds SA board after the release of security camera footage appearing to show her taking an orange jumper off a rack, putting it into a bag and walking away at a Mount Gambier clothing shop. Police say they haven't received any reports relating to the matter. Funds SA announced Leah York's resignation in a statement online but gave no explanation. The education union says it's taking the matter seriously and is seeking advice. 10 News First was unable to contact Ms York for comment. 3 children have been arrested over a break-in at Beaumont. Police say the boys, aged 12, 13 and 16, were spotted by a resident in a backyard just before 2:30 this morning. Patrols, including sniffer dogs, were called in and the trio was found...